This is the left-hand wing auxiliary fuel tank bottom skin. It's been cut and drilled so it fits perfectly in the slot between the second and third rib. I'm going to install the inspection cover while I've got it. So this is what it'll look like. It'll have nuts or bolts with riv nuts on the other side that pull that inspection plate into place. And this is what it looks like. It's two pieces. It's a large piece and a small piece. The small piece is the piece you see right here that goes in the opening. The large piece goes underneath with the holes. This will be riveted with solid rivets in place, and then it gets screwed into place. The inspection plates for the fuel tanks. This is the left-hand fuel tank inspection cover. There's a small piece here which had dimples in it, or dimpled holes started, so I just drilled all of those and then match drilled them into the plate. And this is the right-hand one, and I've already got it riveted together that I used. When the time comes, we'll use these solid rivets. Kind of hard to see the same color as my hand, but those solid rivets will come from the inside of the tank, and we'll squeeze these with a rivet squeezer which holds that plate, and then that will mount into the tank. This will be on the inside of the tank and mount in. These holes will line up with nut rivets and then or nut plates, and then it'll be screwed from the outside of the tank, holding it in with a seal here on the tank. So that is the inspection covers. Those are done. Moving on to the next step. So I'm going to cut the opening for the small plate and the large one. So what I'll do is I'll draw this down for the small one, and then we'll drill the outside perimeter holes for the big one for a little bit later. The skin measured 16 wide from side to side and 20 3/4 from top to bottom. So center of the fuel tank will be at the center is at 10 3/8, and then it's at 8 in the center. So by centering both of these, finding the centers, I can put the center lines together. And that gives me the outside edge for the cut. So I'll take this over and cut it. Left wing bottom auxiliary fuel tank skin. I've got the cover inspection plate, small oval marked down here. I've got it taped off with blue tape to keep me within the lines without doing any damage. Found the Dremel tool with the cutoff disc worked really well. Hopefully the battery lasts the entire time this time. Also got some wood underneath here to raise this up so that the disc will cut freely underneath. With the inspection hole cut out of the bottom skin, the inspection cover is now in place. It's taped in place with blue tape so that the gap around is pretty close to equal all the way around. You can see the edges have about the same gap between the cover and the edge of the skin. Now I'll flip it over and drill the other side and cleco it in place. So this would be the inside. Left hand inside of the auxiliary tank. And this would be the outside. So this will be the underside of the wing, and this is the skin, so you can see where that will be. So now we'll pull this all off. I'll leave these on the inside, and we'll go install it on the wing and see what that looks like. Left hand auxiliary fuel tank skin is completed. Access hatch is cut. Access hatch is right there. Need to cut the spar out of the bottom, or the stringer out of the bottom part here, because that's where the gas tank is going to sit. So that's the next step that we'll do. So the stringer's been removed. Now it's time to put the skin, the tank skin back, and let's see how she fits. I also had to cut the hole in for the wing tie down, or the tie down on the wing. It worked out good, so I got the hole cut. I have a 5/16 test bolt that goes in. Did the same with the drop tank. Hard points, and that worked all the way around. Just double checking to make sure it was good. Now once we build the tank, it'll be on the inside with the bottom of the tank here, and this is the inspection cover. So if you were underneath the airplane looking up and you needed to do some work inside the gas tank, this is where you would do it. This inspection cover would go in, and you would lay it down, and it would, by gravity, it would sit there and you'd be able to slide it over. Because we're working in a vertical plane, I can't exactly do that. So I'm gonna have to do a little bit of stretching and gymnastics here for a second. So gravity would hold that down on, they just would sit, and you would slide it until it fell into place. You can see that we cut it just right. So it lines up, and instead of Clecos and rivets, this would be the nuts. We'll do the nut plates in another work session. So inspection cover is in place. Bottom side of the fuel tank, 6-gallon wing tank, is complete. So next step is to actually build the tank, put it on the inside, and start working on all that, the plumbing there, and go from there.